What's up, sensational seekers and entertainment enthusiasts? Welcome back to your definitive source for the stories that are shaking up Hollywood, the controversies that are getting everyone talking, and the creative masterminds behind the biggest headlines. Today, we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, brilliant, and utterly fearless world of South Park. Because its creators just did what they do best. They created a firestorm of controversy. And then, with a mischievous grin, they apologized for it. The day after the premiere of one of the most controversial and talked about episodes in the show's long, storied history, South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone had a succinct and perfectly in character response to the massive ruckus they caused. They appeared at a Comedy Central's Comic-Con animation panel, sitting alongside legendary Beavis and Butt-Head creator Mike Judge and Digimon creator Andy Samberg, and they addressed the elephant in the room with a smirk. One were terribly sorry, Parker said, his voice dripping with a subtle, sly sarcasm, all while a broad grin spread across his face. It was the kind of non-apology apology that only Parker and Stone could pull off, a moment that instantly signaled to everyone that they were reveling in the chaos they had created. And honestly, it's exactly the kind of response their dedicated fanbase has come to expect and love. So, what exactly did the season 27 premiere do to cause such a commotion? Well, in typical South Park fashion, they tore into the headlines, political figures, and media controversies with a savagery that only they can muster. The episode took a direct and incredibly blunt aim at President Donald Trump, featuring a scene so over the top that it immediately went viral. They showed him literally getting into bed naked with Satan, too now. That is a headline that practically writes itself, isn't it? It's a moment that perfectly captures the show's no-holds-barred, take-no-prisoners approach to satire, blending absurd humor with a sharp, pointed political commentary. But they didn't stop there. The episode was a masterclass in weaving together multiple, seemingly unrelated news stories into one cohesive and shockingly funny narrative. The episode also slyly referenced their own corporate bosses at Paramount and their recent and very real settlement with the president. They also took aim at a 60 Minutes flap, a news story that had been dominating headlines, and in a moment that truly shocked many, they even referenced the surprise cancellation of CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. It was a whirlwind of topical jokes, a chaotic and genius blend of high-profile political scandals and behind-the-scenes Hollywood drama. And the response was immediate and fierce. The controversy reached all the way to the top. White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers issued an official statement to USA Today, slamming the show and its creators, for she called South Park a fourth-rate show that hasn't been relevant for over 20 years. Now, that is a quote that is pure gold for a podcast like this. The sheer irony of an official White House spokesperson dedicating time to comment on a cartoon comedy show from Comedy Central is, in and of itself, a testament to the show's ongoing relevance. The very act of responding with such a dismissive tone only serves to highlight how deeply the show's satire cuts and how much it gets under the skin of its targets. It's the kind of a reaction that proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Parker and Stone are still hitting the bullseye. But the real, sensational bombshell of this story, the one that makes the terribly sorry line even more brilliant, is the context surrounding it. The uproar and the official White House condemnation all happen on the heels of a massive new deal between Paramount and the South Park creators for an astounding 50 new episodes and a lucrative new streaming deal on Paramount Plus. 5 So, not only did their controversial episode land with a huge bang, but the very next day, they were rewarded with a contract that secures their place in comedy for years to come. This is the kind of story that Hollywood legends are made of, where controversy is not just tolerated, but is celebrated and rewarded in the most lucrative way possible. During the Comic-Con panel, the moderator Josh Horowitz joked with the creators that he had a subpoena with him, to which Parker, completely unfazed, responded with a casual confidence, "It's fine, we're ready." This is the kind of attitude that has defined their career, a total and complete fearlessness when it comes to tackling controversial subjects and a willingness to face the consequences head-on, because they stand by their creative vision. Parker and Stone also talked at length about the unique and frantic challenges of today's topical comedy. "It's not just SNL anymore," Stone said, acknowledging the new, rapid-fire media landscape where news breaks and a joke is expected almost instantaneously. Parker revealed that they were, in fact, at their studios just this morning, trying to figure out what they would do for next week's episode. Point 7 Right now we don't know. Parker said, admitting the process is super stressful. This provides a fascinating behind-the-scenes look into their legendary, notoriously fast production schedule, which allows them to be so topical and current. They are literally writing and animating a show in less than a week, reacting to events that happened just days before the episode airs. Parker even revealed that when they were working on the July 23rd season premiere, he had no idea if it would even be a hit. 3 days ago, I didn't know if anyone's going to like this, Parker admitted, highlighting the immense pressure and creative risk involved in their process. 8 They were literally looking at newspapers and changing jokes on the fly right up until the last possible second before the episode needed to be delivered. It's a chaotic and high-stress process, but it's what gives South Park its razor-sharp edge. When asked about their big ideas for the rest of the season, Parker again played it perfectly, saying, "My whiteboard's blank, dude." He even revealed that when they were asked to do a summer promo video hyping the new season, they just made up a bunch of fake scenes just for the sizzle reel. "You seriously think we went and made a bunch of shows ahead of time and banked them?" he quipped, perfectly capturing the show's improvisational, last-minute creative energy. Stone then chimed in, "Mock seriously," adding to the gag by saying, "No politics. 9 We're not doing any of that stuff." It's this kind of playful, self-aware humor that makes them so beloved by fans and so infuriating to their critics. And in a final moment of fascinating insight, Stone revealed who he feels most competitive with these days. It's not other primetime animated shows or even other long-running comedy series. No, he said he feels most competitive with what the kids are doing on TikTok and YouTube. This is a huge statement, a powerful reflection on the changing landscape of comedy and entertainment. Both he and Parker admitted that they now get a lot of their entertainment online and from social media, which speaks to their ability to stay relevant and plugged into the cultural zeitgeist. Parker's quote perfectly captures this new creative reality. "We have a great gig, but I'm jealous. You see someone do something in their front yard and it's really funny." It's a humbling and honest admission that even at the pinnacle of their career, they are still inspired and challenged by the democratized, spontaneous creativity happening online. The saga of the season 27 premiere of South Park is a perfect encapsulation of everything that makes the show a cultural touchstone: the fearlessness, the biting satire, the chaotic and brilliant creative process, and the ability to not only create a headline but to be at the very center of it. The episode, the White House's reaction, and the massive new deal all happened in a span of a few days, creating a moment in pop culture that is both hilarious and completely unforgettable. And that, sensational seekers, brings us to the close of our look into the latest South Park controversy. It's clear that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are as relevant and fearless as ever. And with 50 new episodes on the way, we can be sure the headlines are just getting started. What did you think of the controversial premiere? Do you think the show is still as relevant as it was 20 years ago? Let us know your thoughts and favorite South Park moments in the comments below. We always love hearing from our fellow fans, and as always, thank you for tuning in as we bring you the stories that electrify the stage and screen. Until next time, stay sensational. And remember, never underestimate a fourth-rate show.